Merry Christmas! I brought this hat. I just realized, actually, that this has burn stains on it. I'm not sure anymore, suddenly, if I want to spend Christmas with you. No, just kidding. So, Merry Christmas. We need to talk. I didn't know what I would be facing if I would have been going to come here until I came here. And if I had known, no, the sentence has way too many clauses. Let me do without not getting to the end. So, the truth is that I don't have a black belt in Mikado, or can sing very well, or dance. But I wrote what an overly enthusiastic person might call a poem. It's called Christmas at Home, 90 Miles of Snowy Road. If you find any pronunciation mistakes or spelling, that's why it's called art. Before I'd like to tell you, before I came here, I mean, in my time here, I've learned a lot. For example, that people actually say dude. That really happens. I thought it was some kind of High School Musical self-help phenomenon, but it's not. People actually say that to me. Dude? I'm not a dude. This is not dude material. If I was a boy, I wouldn't be a dude. So don't call me dude. And then about plastic wrappers too. The American's best friend. Whoever says that the human's best friend is the dog, you've never been to America. I was at school and we were doing this potluck thing, and yes, I did Google potluck and Thanksgiving and rules of American football, but now I have even more questions about life. For example, what does hype mean? Never mind, we can talk about it later. So, however, we were in school and someone had brought this package of sandwich meat in a plastic bag. So I wanted to open it, I took it out of the plastic bag and then spent about a minute trying to open the Tupperware box made out of plastic that it was in, just to find another plastic wrapped piece of meat in there with several layers of plastic between it. In a Tupperware box that I just spent a minute to open. It was sealed that way. So there was my friend standing next to me, was like, yo, do you see that? It's like 5 layers of plastic. There must have been a mistake in producing this. Like, 5 layers of plastic. He was like, 5 layers of plastic. I was apparently the only one to find that funny. And then later, with that whole lot of plastic that I had, I stood next to this. It wasn't school, so there was a garbage there. It had a lot of paper in it. And I stood there with my plastic, and then one of my friends was here doing nothing but looking cool, calling other people dude probably. So I was like standing there looking around with that plastic in my hand, and after about a minute, I said to him, do you know I can put that in the trash with a bin right next to me? And he was like, and I could see it in his head working, being like, how do I tell her? Might she be blind? Am I gonna be rude? Yeah, that's my experience. But never mind, my poem. Christmas at Home. Oh, by the way, German people also, when I'm in school, they ask all these, like, nice math questions. I'm telling you that because we talked about that and you all had that. Let me tell you about some that I like best. How do euros taste? Is it true that you drink beer only, even the babies, because your water is so bad? Can you read? Why do you do that? Why do German people always translate to German before they start speaking to each other? Isn't that complicated? And then there was this guy who asked me, I mean, people always ask, are you a Nazi and stuff, and I'm used to that, but he asked me, do you know who Hitler is and stuff? And then he asked me, actually, does Hitler still live? And I said, that's another lesson to be learned, never try to be funny. I said, yeah, actually he lives in my basement at home. And he said, wow, that's so cool! A celebrity lived in my house! And I was like, what's going on with you people? And then, do you have 4th of July in Germany? And I said, yeah, it's usually, last time I experienced it, it was after the 3rd, before the 5th, usually a very hot day. You didn't get it. Do you have African Americans in Germany? Well, of course not. It's kind of in the name, African Americans, that they don't live in Germany. Well, my poem. First, you have to know that I live very rural. So what my mom always says about the place I live is, interested in sightseeing, come and find the only sight in sight and the sight of the countryside. So, as I said, my poem is called Christmas at Home, 19 Miles of Snowy Road. And after me reading this poem, please don't clap because it's not over yet. The amazing part is not the poem. As long as I can remember, we live in that village. It's tiny. I don't want to sound whiny, it really is fun till December. Then the Christmas season begins and rapidly it's clear, nobody coming out here, the bigger city wins. So we're all getting into our car, the presents in our laps, and every year mom says, it really isn't that far. But then we get into bad traffic, the snow chaos slowing us down, we end up arriving at town with a big hole in our stomach. But the best food's already gone, the family was hungry too, it proves what we already knew, the countryside's really no fun. Now, because we're like an international convention kind of thing, I used the exchange student's best friend, Google Translator, and translated it to French, to Chinese, to Portuguese, to Japanese, Lithuanian, German, Afrikaans, Yiddish, back to English. No, Korean, sorry. This is what I got. It's art. Christmas to start. Clear and fast. No one here? Maximum city wins. So we have all kinds of cars. Note includes our existence. Over the years, each of the parent, it really is not very far away. But then, bad traffic. In late snow mix, we finally arrived. Big green tree in our stomach. I don't know where that came from. The green curtained food is gone. House hunger. Proof that we already died last year. No events are really interesting. Merry Christmas.